Okay, guys, welcome back to OCD Hi-Fi Guy. And here I've got another example since we're on the roll with, like how to value hi-fi and so forth, how to look at it and sort of tell from the manufacturing cues if it's well made or not, like what kind of, thought went into it and so forth. So here's an example of a piece that you might look at and just think it looks like it's not worth much because it's so simple. But if you look closer, you'll see the cues that give it away. And so I'll show you. Okay, so the first thing is the color of that front panel. It's not silver. Okay, so silver is like that. This is like anthracite or something like that. It's a unique color. So if you know anodizing, that is not common, and that's pretty cool. It's a really cool color. So it's unique. So if you see it doesn't necessarily mean that it's worth more if it's got a unique color. Like let's say it's purple or something, you know what I mean? But this would be my first cue. I'd see that color and I go, okay, out of the ordinary. That's the first thing I would think. Second of all, look at these heat sinks. Okay, these things are totally out of the ordinary. So when you see this kind of a profile, it's probably a custom heat sink just for, Nelson. And it's a nice one. So you see something that looks unique, it doesn't look off the shelf, then the chances are that it might be an exclusive, design that was made for them. These are big, let's see, I'll show you on the side here, big fins that go in deep. It's hard to see, but you can see better on the back where the edges are. The things are wicked. So anyways, what's that? Is that correct? Anyways, yeah. So, okay, and then for instance, we'll look at the lid. Okay, here is the top lid. Now, if you can see this, let me try and get some detail on here for you. I'm trying to focus. Can't really get a good focus. There we go. Okay, so if you look here, there's a very fine grain. Okay, for aluminum to have this, that means they ran it on a time saver. They ran it on something that makes the grain. It's like a big giant belt sander. And so when you see this fine grain and it's so even like this and that fine, that is a higher quality than one that's more coarse lines and without with little maybe blemishes. Like there's no blemishes in this at all. I mean, you can look at it and it's just like smooth, very uniform and everything like that. So you can tell by looking at this lid that it's just it was finished well, Aluminum can be painted too. Like this is painted aluminum, that sparkly stuff. Whoops, hard to see, but anyways. Okay, and then you look inside and it's very simple, okay? So something that is this simple, like this is obvious that care was taken to make it extremely simple circuit. That means that whoever designed it is like a purist, and they are making this thing with nothing extra that could interfere with the sound of the amplifier. This is just a very purist type amplifier. You can also see it's got 2 output devices per side. This is probably, I would imagine, a push-pull. And these are the 2 phases of, so one's a whatever, usually it's like an NPN and a whatever. But these are not. These are from Nelson Pass, and these are unique transistors that were not made for audio originally. You can see over here there's transformer. That's for the input. So it's transformer coupled input, most likely what that is. And it's just the simplicity, really. The simplicity is what would give this thing away. On the back, you can see there's, okay. So that right there is a pure silver WBT RCA post. So that, those are, I don't know how much the retail is, like $50 on these things. It's retarded. And here is the WBT, the output, the binding posts that are pure silver. There's a Furatech IEC that is an NCFR That is a high quality deal. And then, of course, if you know First Watt, you'd know that it's Nelson Pass. And these are all amps that are made they're all different, but they all are very, very simple. And they have, and each one is a different circuit representing a different style of design and a different style of sonic and listening. So they're pretty cool pieces. So that's what would give this thing away. That it's probably a premium. That it's worth more. That it's not just some piece of junk. That somebody has it's a unique piece. And I'd say probably the biggest feature is those heat sinks. Totally give it away because they're so uncommon and they're just so cool and big, and you just don't see fins like that on anything except Pass Labs. He's really the only one still does it anymore. So anyways, yep. And so that's that. So just wanted to point this out as another way to help you value. Oh yeah, another thing too. Okay, so this shows on the front, there's two LEDs, a left and a right. So that shows that he's indicating each channel left and right. So it most likely means when there's two on front, a dual mono configuration. Dual mono is always a better design than just stereo. That means you just do an identical board here that you do here. You don't share one stereo board. You do individual mono boards inside the chassis with one power supply. Sometimes a true dual mono will have two power supplies, two amp boards, but this one shares, but it's split down the middle. So even though it is a shared board, you could still call this dual mono because they're the same thing on both sides. Anyways, so just wanted to show you that, and that's it. We'll see you soon. Bye.